welcome back to Just Another Stitch. For those that don't know me, my name is Connie, and today I'm going to show you how to do color changes in crochet. And right now I'm doing this in the single crochet stitch, which I will show you how to do it in half double crochet and double crochet. But I'm doing 3 stitches in blue and then 3 stitches in pink. So we're going to be adding this pink in. And I'm doing 3 stitches in blue and 3 stitches in pink. So I've done the 2 stitches in blue. So we're going on to the 3rd stitch. So I go in like I normally would, a single crochet stitch, yarn over, go through the base stitch, okay, and you have the 2 loops left, okay, and that's when you want to add in your pink, and you just wrap it around the hook, and you want to hold it tight because it's going to be loose, and you just continue the stitch like you normally would on a single crochet stitch. Okay, now I'm going to show you how, like, if you weren't going to go back to the blue, you would just continue doing the stitches like you normally would in pink for the single crochet stitch, like this, okay, but I want to show you how you'd be able to do color work where you're going in, back and forth with colors. So I'm going to tear this stitch out that I just did. Okay. And another thing I don't think I pointed out, if you notice how when we added that new color, that 3rd stitch is still blue. See, 1, 2, 3 are in blue. So the pink don't start showing until the next stitch. Okay. So let me get this back in. Let me pull. So when you're going back and forth with color work, you want to carry your yarn. And what I do, and I think there's different techniques on this, but this is how I do it. You want to put that blue laying right on top your stitches. Okay? So when you do your single crochet, you're going through the stitch, but this is going to be laying on top. Okay? Let me find my yarn. Okay. So you're just going to do your 2 single crochets. Okay. And again, you want that yarn on top of the stitch. And you see that stitch is under, and that's what I'm going through. Okay. Oops, I'm getting tangled here. Okay, so yarn over, go through the base, yarn over, go through 2. And now we're going to be bringing the blue back in because we're now on the 3rd stitch of pink. So you start your single crochet, yarn over, go through the base, okay, and where's the blue? Okay, here's the blue. So now this part of the stitch is where you bring the blue back in, you yarn over, and you pull through. Okay, and we're going to do 3 stitches in blue now. Well, let me find that pink. Okay, you want to lay that pink over. See? Like I said, all you're doing is you're going through that stitch, and the pink's just laying on top. Okay, you yarn over, and you go through that base stitch, and you're going to go through the pink. I don't think I mentioned that before, but like that, yarn over and go through. Okay, and again, you want this on top of that stitch. Okay, and you're just doing a single crochet like normal. That's 2. And now you're going into that third stitch, and this is where you're going to be bringing in the pink again. So you go through the stitch, yarn over, go through, and you see there's the pink. You bring that back in, you yarn over, and you pull through. And that's all there is to changing colors. And if, like I said, if you weren't going to bring the blue back in, you don't put it on top. You just continue with your stitches like normal, you see. Like that, okay? So now I'm going to show you how to do this with the half double crochet. And like I said, it's the very last part of the stitch you bring the new color in. But I'm going to show y'all to make sure that y'all have this. Okay, so now I'm at the point where I want to do the stitch where I enter the next color, okay? So we're just going to do the half double crochet. Start it off like you normally do. Yarn over, go into your stitch, okay? You yarn over, you pull through the base stitch. And this is the point where you have the 3 loops that you enter the pink. And you just wrap it around, and you want to hold it tight because everything's going to be loose, and you just go through. And as you see, that stitch is still blue, the one that you just did. And if you were going to not go back to the blue, you would just keep doing half double crochets like you normally would. But we're going to be going back and forth, so I want to make sure y'all know how to carry your yarn. And it's the same way as before when I was showing you the single crochet stitch. Oops. That yarn's getting in my way. You just place it on top. Okay, and you do your yarn over. And you go through the stitch. That yarn keeps getting in my way. Okay. And you go through your stitch. And like I said, that stitch is still, it's the same stitch. You just placing that yarn on top. Okay. So then you yarn over, go through the base stitch, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Like I said, it's still the half double crochet. Yarn over. Like I said, you just going through, and this yarn stays on top. Yarn over, go through the base stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, you yarn over again, and this is the stitch you're going to change the color, okay? So you go through like you normally would, yarn over, go through the base stitch, and you have your 3 loops on the hook. Now this is where you want the blue. So you yarn over and you pull through all 3. Okay. So we're going to get a little more practice with that. So you yarn over, and your pink yarn you want to carry on top. Go through your stitch. The pink yarn's on top. Yarn over, go through that base stitch. Yarn over, go through all 3. Okay. And you yarn over, go through again. Yarn over, go through your base stitch and the other color. Yarn over, go through all 3. And now I'm going to be bringing the pink back in on this stitch. So again, oops, yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, go through the base stitch, grab your pink, yarn over, and go through all 3. And you just continue doing that. And that's how you do the color change in your half double crochet stitch. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do color changes with the double crochet stitch. Okay, and on this stitch I'm going to be incorporating the pink. Okay, so you just yarn over like you normally would. You go through your stitch, see that stitch there. Okay, then you yarn over again, you go through your base stitch, you yarn over, and you go through 2 loops. Okay, so you have 2 loops left, and this is the part that you incorporate the pink. Like I said, it's the very last part of the step, of the stitch. Okay, so you put your yarn tightly around and you just pull it through. Okay, and again we're going to be carrying the yarn, so you want it on top of the stitch. So we're going to do another double crochet, yarn over, and you see you go through that stitch with the yarn on top. The stitches are still the same. Okay, you yarn over, go through the base, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, and again, like I say, you're going through the stitch. This is just, you want it on top. Okay, okay, so now we're going to want to incorporate the blue back end. Okay, so you start the stitch like normal. Oh, I forgot the yarn over. Okay, you yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over, go through the base of the stitch, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, now you have 2 loops left. So now you want to grab the blue, yarn over, and go through both. Okay, and I'm going to show you, oops, where's the pink? I'm going to show you one more time how to do this with a double crochet. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Here you go through your stitch, yarn over, go through the base, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. I probably should have just did like 1 stitch, but instead of 3, but that's okay. Okay, so now we're ready to incorporate the pink in the stitch. Okay, this is the stitch that we're going to be incorporating the pink back. Okay, so you yarn over, you go through your stitch, and the yarn you're carrying is on top of that stitch. Yarn over, go through your base and the yarn you carried, yarn over, go through 2 loops. Now you have 2 remaining. Okay, so you pick up the pink, you yarn over, and you pull through. And that's all there is to color changing in crochet.